CRISPR like gene editing.
Facts. What's up?
How
was Vegas?
It was beautiful actually.
Yeah.
Weather's great. There's not a ton of people there.
Masks at all time though.
Forgot to shave before I went, so my face was itching like I
Yep.
could not imagine. But it's great. The goal was not to lose my Cope airdrop worth of money on the table.
Which is worth how much right now?
$7,000.
So you didn't lose that much?
I did not lose $7,000.
It is like a finger pointing away to the moon.
Thinking is medieval. They are asking all the wrong questions.
I'm sure. Good luck on that subway ride home to your miserable, ugly f***ing wives.
People don't know what they want until you show it to them.
Trust me, I'm not driving a 7 Series without strippers.
I think I read Warren Buffett say something like that. Right.
Who's Warren Buffett?
Well, you texted me and Jeff the first night and said you won like $12.50 on a $25 bet.
On 3-card poker, I hit a mini royal. I hit ace, king, queen of spades with a 20. We feel like a $50 bet. So yeah, I won $12.50 and then $600. So yeah, it was like 18 in one hand, and then I gave it all back.
Oh yeah.
Over like 3 days.
Sounds like crypto.
It's like the tables are like 25 minimum. We're like, I gotta play all 3 sections, so it's like almost $100 a hand.
I remember when we were all in Vegas and you just handed me like $500 in chips, and you're like, "Go play roulette."
Go work.
And 15 minutes later, it was all gone.
It was all the first time you did it though. You doubled your money.
Yeah.
And you were like, "This is easy," and
Yep.
I was like, that look.
Yep.
I've seen that look before in the mirror.
It's like I just bought my first altcoin and
And then it
3x'd it. Yeah.
And it's like, wow.
What do you
everybody do
What do you think
this?
the odds are poker compared to shitcoins?
Well, in the amalgam, like everything, poker is incredibly higher, but that's also because it's person to person. Oh, I guess shitcoins is too. So the devs higher.
Yeah.
If you're a dev of a shitcoin, your odds are very good compared to
Yeah.
playing poker against a random person.
I guess it's all kind of psychology too, on some level. So you can kind of game it.
Yes.
Either way.
Are we talking about both or psychology?
Both.
Because yes, they are.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I guess so. Since you've been gone, it's been nothing but bullish news.
Since you've been
Yeah.
gone. If you say so, it was a lot of red, except Sol, which of course,
Everything was bullish except the market. I'll say that. That's what I mean.
Isn't that
Yeah.
the world we live in now?
Yeah.
I sold a chunk of Sol, even though I was on here for 2+ weeks talking about Summer of Sam. I was like, I'll take some profit here because Tendy's tweeted it. And then I did, still kept 35%, and then that 35% is almost doubled. So actually, no, it's more than doubled now. So I can't be mad, but I don't.
I mean, you can never lose by taking profits, so it's okay.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bully.
Not like I should say much considering what I bought today, but we'll see
It's
what
gonna
happens.
work, though.
I think it is. It's working right now.
Blast off.
What else? Oh yeah. So what do you want to talk about? The Peter Thiel thing was kind of the funniest thing we talked about.
That was great just because of the way he put it. And it's always funny when, like, the contrast between how you can take something out of context and what the full thing reads.
Well, what did he say? He called.
He said, eventually we have to start thinking about, or I wonder, he said something, because it's very like, I wonder when we'll start thinking about it this way. Not like it is this way.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I wonder when we're going to start thinking about Bitcoin as a financial weapon of China against the U.S.
Because
dollar.
they own so much and mine so much of it now.
Yeah, and I was like, great question, because I've always thought that.
I mean, they're shutting down a lot of mining operations, but I think it's just so
China?
they can take them over. I think that's what's going on.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, there's something in the news every couple weeks of them shutting down a big mining operation.
Oh, just what a gift horse that they have right there.
They're just like, we own this
An
now.
Intelligent populace.
Yep. So that'll be interesting. I mean, he's probably not wrong, but it
still
means just buy as much as you can.
It's more, and it's funny that people took it the way that I think, knew people would, which is any fear that you put into the U.S. dollar is an attack on the federal government, which is like technically true, but also it's just funny that people flipped out about it.
Yep. Yeah, I still consider that bullish, kind of a bullish sentiment, though. So it is what it is.
Yep.
Coming up, though, real quick, we are having our first interview today.
Hey,
Yeah.
big milestone for us.
I'm excited about that. We're talking to Mindspheres, a dev on Rainicorn, one of our favorite Rainicoin, one of our favorite new coins.
Rainicorn
Rainicorn.
Yeah, Rainicorn coin. Yes, that's it.
I get the words. So yeah, that'll be coming up here soon. So this is going to be kind of a short news segment, but
Yeah.
wanted to just kind of hit the highlights.
There was something else.
The Ripple getting access to the SEC files.
I think that's what it was, yeah. This will be interesting, too. I wonder how... Probably shouldn't talk to any lawyer in my immediate family about how this discovery will work. Will this be public information that they uncover?
Well, I assume if if they had to get approval to get access to it, surely it's not going to be made public.
Well, it was discovery. It was like it's for evidence. They we need discovery and evidence. The government obviously won't let us have this because it helps our case. So they had to go to the judge to be like, hey, we need help getting this evidence. So they are going to have the full book on what the SEC found on Bitcoin and Ether and its decision to say they are not securities while they said Ripple was a security. And I think that's kind of the core of Ripple's argument is, how are you going to pretty much destroy our company for doing something that clearly they all share so many features?
Well, I would think that information would be known anyway, because you have to know what to do to qualify to be considered.
Remember the last time we talked about how the SEC has no rules and can do whatever it
they just kind of decide.
So it's not like it's not like a federal court or something, the U.S. versus whatever that where it might become public. This is the SEC just has notes and has memos, and it's probably they have their internal discussion, and maybe they are making things up to get, because I wouldn't surprise me if it's like, oh crap, we have to back up.
They're figuring this out as they go.
Yeah, we said it wasn't securities because we have a lot and we want money.
Yes.
Now we have to make up a reason why they aren't securities. The deck is stacked against Ripple.
You think?
Yes, because they were clearly just on the chopping block. They were just I want to say the whipping boy, but there's a better,
I don't know I don't know. I still, for some reason, everyone seems to think they're about to just run. And maybe
they just did.
I mean, that doesn't, really run. I sold the top at $4.16 or something like that 3 or 4 years ago, and we're at less than $1 or just over $1.
That's when we thought it was like a real company.
A lot of people still do.
All of their
Ripple Army's still real.
Right, but they had legitimate partnerships set up in 2017, and they're all gone. Like MoneyGram, you're gonna be able to send Ripple through MoneyGram, and they wanted Bank of America. They were going after all the banks.
I remember that. And
now
all the banks it's
all gone. Yeah. And even if they are found not guilty or whatever, or I guess declassified as a
legal,
security, whatever that means, I don't think Bank of America and all of them would be like, sweet, come on back in, because surely someone is doing what Ripple tried to do in 2017.
I guess I don't actually mean, will they ever succeed as an actual company? Is more so, are they going to make people in the market money?
I think that just happened because it went to 1.0. It didn't make it to 110. It made 109 or something, and that was out of nowhere. So I think, except the chart was showing it. We saw people like, "Oh, it's about to run."
That means,
I'm not.
Apparently, the chart's still showing it, but apparently on Litecoin, the chart's showing it too. Whatever that means. But
I literally tweeted, "All right, guys, looks like Litecoin's overvalued. Time to wait for everything to dip." Everything did dip except Litecoin. I think I said that around 225 or 230. It hit 240, but then hey, it's back to 220.
We'll see. But you closed out all your positions.
I
right?
did. I'm just now trying to use my hatred of Litecoin to judge the entire market.
That's not using emotions at all.
Occam's razor. If I can get down all the variables to just how much Litecoin sucks.
I like it. We'll see what happens. I mean, it's weird being stuck at this 55 to 60 mark. I don't know what's going on. We saw a weird dip last night.
It should be a blessing. We should just be balls deep in alts and figuring out what comes next. And I should have my entire house should have put it on FTT.
There's still time.
But it already ran. FTT doubled since the time I thought that. So did Sol. Serum is going to save us.
We'll see. We're gonna dive into the Sol ecosystem tonight and see what we see on new projects. Maybe there'll be something interesting.
We shall.
And then, Uni V3 next month, and apparently still Ethereum will get better one day. Who knows? There's a lot of stuff we still need to dive into.
Checking back in on what we talked about last week, Link is still winning the Link Uni rivalry.
How so? What do you mean?
Because they were both at exactly $30 when Hayden, the something title of Uniswap, was getting mad at the Link Marine guy and then was blocking everybody who liked his tweets. It's why are you starting a fight? So Link went up to 34, Uni was down to 28, and I think they're starting to reverse a little bit. But
cool, I want to load up on more Uni. Before we get running.
Well, this is perfect because I want to load up on more Link. Every time it gets around 26, 27, I do it. So
I like it.
We will be battling here to the end.
We'll report back on that at the end of the summer. Yeah. There wasn't much news to really cover. I guess we can hop into the interview and
I'm down.
See where we go after that.
I'm down.
Cool. Coming up next is Mindspheres.
Mindspheres.
So let's welcome Mindspheres to the dojo.
Welcome.
What's up, man?
Hey, yeah. Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, you're our first guest, our first interview. So this will be fun.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, no, great.
Yeah. So you're a lead dev on one of our favorite new coins, RAINI coin, and I think what did we stumble upon him?
We kind of got wrapped up in the meme animal coin craze a little bit, and I was kind of doing some whale wallet hunting.
Yep.
And I was seeing a lot of this RAINI stuff, and then when I saw it was Rainicorn, we kind of were like, oh, we have to get in, because Rainicorn, like the character from Adventure Time,
yep.
Which turns out it was not even the inspiration for the name, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
And I watched your first video where you mentioned us, and I think was it the illustrious Taco had something to do with it.
Taco.
Yes.
Well, so we found you guys. So our friends Sean and Sophie, they found RAINI like right when it was getting announced that night. They called me at 3 or 4 in the morning, and they were like, "Hey, jump into this. The community looks great. You just should get in." And I feel bad because we kind of talked about it on the podcast the next day. We were like, "Hey, yeah, one of these animal shit coins we found. Like, here's another pump and dump we can get into." I think you or somebody DM'd that we were like, no, like we're like a legit company.
We totally just like lumped it in with a bunch of stuff because we're like, man, this would be a great segment. We'll have the 9-ball working. We'll just like we're just gonna talk about going ape shit, and then we're like, oh wait, whoops, one of these is way more legitimate than
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, but that's like one of the cool things about the project, right? Is that we've got like the energy and community of one of the animal meme coins, but there's actually fundamentals behind it. So. And that's I guess that's borne out in our. I mean, so far in our price action, it hasn't been like one of those pump and dump coins which just spikes up and down all the time, and it's not something we're going for. We're trying to create something interesting and legitimate and real, but. Off the back of that, off the back of our sort of market positioning and branding, we've got a pretty cool community and people having a lot of fun with it as well, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, the community's great, man. I mean, it's been a great job from all the admins to the, you and your partner. It's been a great growth, a healthy growth. I mean, as far as crypto goes, it's been great so far. That's why I'm glad you agreed to come on. We kind of just wanted you to explain a little bit about the inspiration behind the project and what your future goals are with it.
Yeah, sure. So I guess I'm not sure if you guys heard the AMA or any of it. Actually, we've done a couple of AMAs now. But
we read the second AMA, yeah.
So look, my background is actually in the tech and fintech space, and we over the last few years, along with the partner on this project, Artkin, we built a fintech in Australia, which is a pretty big in its space, and as part of that, we built a platform, and I was in sort of the lead driver of that platform, building it and the adoption around it. And so it's as over the last year or so, we got more and more into crypto, especially into this sort of bull run. We realised that there's a lot in this space that could that's ripe for innovation and doing things a little bit differently. And so, especially being quite interested in the arts, the NFT space just seemed something that was really worth our attention. And so, off the back of that, building an NFT platform and innovating with that was something that really inspired us. And so that's sort of how we came to build this project. And I think the idea of the rainbow unicorn character was born out of a want for doing something a bit more fun than maybe the sort of over corporatized approach that I think a lot of projects seem to be going in. But that's the sort of direction I sort of see a lot of projects nowadays. It's this very sort of slick corporate look where we want to do something that's a little bit more fun, especially considering that it's in the art and creative space.
Right.
And so and I guess as well, trying to make the environment a big part of the equation too, because obviously in the way the mainstream media covers the NFT space, there's always, I don't know about American news, but there's always a comment about the environmental impact. Yep. That I guess mining and transaction verification, all that sort of stuff has. And so we wanted to make that a big part of it as well, especially considering the bushfires that happened here in Australia last year and the amount of natural wildlife and natural bushland that was destroyed. And it also is pretty important to a lot of artists we've been speaking to, insofar as they would otherwise not be interested in looking at NFT projects if it weren't for the fact that we were making and sort of addressing the environmental concern head on. So, yeah, I just think there's so many things that make it a really interesting project for us, and we're really excited to see where we can take this thing.
I think that speaks a lot to how the space has grown. You mentioned kind of the corporatization. That always gets filled first. Like, you're always going to have the big brands come in and just kind of copy and paste so they can get their money on it. But what we like about you guys when we talked about kind of the community-driven, I love what you said about the NFT space, because even if you do hear a lot of news about the environmental effect and whether or not it's, a little bit more like kind of media driven versus factual driven. It's like, that's the power of these community projects. Is this important to you guys? Is this important to your artists? Okay, well then let's make that part of the give back. Like, then we're going to be like giving this part of money, and it just gets people more involved. And that's kind of the opposite from the corporate scheme, where it's like, oh no, we can't cut into the bottom line.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that, I think on the environmental front, it's sort of just been something that's been, I guess, pushed to the side or ignored, which I think is pretty short-sighted, because I think, I guess from two perspectives. One, I think it's important to address, from purely from an ethical perspective, but at the same time, it's also important to address from if you want to grow the space, there's a number of people you need to get on board, and you need to convince that this is something that's legitimate and something that is actually contributes positively to the world. And if you want to, that's what you need to do if you want to grow the space. And growing the space is important to be able to sustain and to be able to push growth into the future, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So I've seen that you guys are going to start doing some stuff with maybe trading cards or NFTs. What are the plans around that?
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, look, at the basic level, the token is an NFT farming token. So, by staking your RAINI tokens or your RAINI LP tokens, you'll earn points, and with those points, you'll be able to redeem NFTs from various drops that we will run in collaboration with artists. As part of that, there will also be trading cards. And the trading cards, themselves obviously are NFTs too, but they will be able to be used in the trading card game that we're developing. So,
so you're actually making a game.
Say again, sorry?
You're actually making an actual trading card game that you can.
That's right.
You can play.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
cool.
A good friend of mine is actually an award-winning game developer, and he's agreed to come on board as the lead game dev for the trading card game, and so we're pretty excited about that. We want to do something a bit different. I think there's a few trading card games out there that leverage NFTs. I think Gods Unchained and can't remember the name of the other one. But the idea is about creating more utility value around NFTs themselves. So NFTs are great to look at, but it's cool if you can actually use them for something as well.
Right.
And that sort of, again, helps to grow the space and helps to reinforce value in NFTs. The more utility you can bring to the space, more utility you can bring to NFTs, the bigger the potential pool of people that are going to be interested in the space are.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I'm just zooming out a little bit on that. I was wondering if that's kind of where you see the total NFT space going. Like kind of where you see it disrupting the most. Is it going to be like in the collectible space, just because maybe that's the best one-to-one comparison right now? Or do you see it more like, like the Mavericks trying to do it for ticketing? So it seems like from your answer right there that you see it as much more utilization-based and not just hey, we got this cool collectible thing that...
Yeah, I mean, I think, obviously collectibles and that sort of the scarcity aspect is key to... is sort of the main parallel with real-world items. But I think that there's a lot more that you can expand on with respect to utility, and I think finding different ways of utilizing NFTs, such as in gaming, or there's interesting things happening in music as well in terms of using NFTs as a way of ensuring that artists are paid correctly for their music. For example, I think Tune FM has launched or is launching an interesting project with respect to that. But there's definitely a lot more to come, I think, in terms of utility around NFTs, and I think it's, as I said, it's ripe for innovation, and there's a lot of opportunity for fresh ideas to do new and interesting things, and it's just really exciting to be a part of that and be able to innovate and put ideas into practice.
Yeah.
It's exciting, yeah. So what do you have anything on the roadmap coming up soon-ish as far as the NFT stuff, or what's the timeline on that?
Yeah, sure. So staking should go live by the middle of April, so that gives us about a week.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so that's pretty exciting. Our refreshed website is half live. We haven't fully announced it yet because responsiveness is still being finalized, but that's cool. And we should have our first artist announcements within 1 week as well.
Nice.
So yeah, some pretty exciting stuff.
Awesome.
And there's other things that are yet to be announced for April. We have a pretty cool spin on NFTs in general that we're going to announce as part of our offering. So yeah.
That's very
pretty
cool.
Excited.
April's going to be a good month.
Yeah, we're going to be watching. Don't worry.
All around for crypto, yeah. Yeah, I'm really excited for everything you guys have coming out. I mean, like I said, our buddy that showed us you guys, Sean, he's been so excited about the entire project from the beginning. So he's been the biggest supporter, and we're kind of.
And he's quite the artist too. I wonder if you'll see him submitting some stuff.
I'm sure, yeah.
Him
and
so
Sophie.
did you say his name was Sean?
Yeah, Sean, and then Sophie has also been active in the community as well.
Oh, right. Is that the Sean who was talking about the 3D rug pools and 4D liquidity pools? Is it the same Sean?
I don't
If you
know.
saw that.
Probably. I would have to ask him. He might.
His name in Telegram is Mothman or something like that.
Okay, so maybe it's not him. No, there's a guy called Sean who was posting about. He had a very sort of tripped out post about how really complex 3D rug pool that was in effect, which had something to do with 4D liquidity pools, and it became a whole thing on the channel.
Yeah.
I think it's been immortalized in some sort of in a few memes. So
I was gonna say the memes that come out of this is you just get if you want to join the Telegram, you join the Telegram, so you probably get some interesting conversations going on in there.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
hilarious.
Yeah, I don't think that was our Sean, but that's pretty wild.
I'm gonna ask him though.
I want to dig deeper on that.
I think we're talking about including some sort of card in the trading card game, like a 4D rug pull card or a quantum rug pull.
Oh man,
yes.
You got to give that guy an airdrop or something then.
Yeah, like a little tesseract rug, something. Oh, that would be good.
Yeah, exactly. I think there's, and I think again that's something that that's pretty cool that we can do, is by sort of embracing the meme. I guess the meme community or the memes in general. You can actually there's some really cool ideas that you can turn into something that's maybe playable in a card game. I think that could be really fun. Keeping things entertaining as opposed to, I guess if you look at a lot of card games are just this sort of traditional fantasy realm. Whereas we want to, we might touch into that, but we also want to keep things topical and entertaining. I think. Including some of the main concepts in what we do is sort of going to be part of our strategy.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I think we wanted to get a little bit more of a kind of your take on just crypto in general, and a little bit more like kind of where you first heard about it. If you're working in the fintech space, you probably heard about it quicker than the average bear. But when did you first hear about kind of just cryptocurrency in general, and then when did you actually get involved?
Yeah, sure. So I've been involved in the crypto space on and off for a few years. I wasn't super early. I have a couple of friends who were sort of way back at the start. I think one of them actually he had a couple of servers that he mined Bitcoin on and then threw them away. And I think he had 2,000 Bitcoin or something. This was like back in 2009, 2010 or something.
Yeah.
So I wasn't that early, but I think I was around I was definitely sort of involved in the last bull run, probably more towards the latter part, and I didn't do that well out of that that run. Been involved a bit earlier this time, so that's good. But I sort of have been across the space for a number of years, and I guess over the last year gotten more and more involved. And it's been really cool to see the more widespread adoption and the normalization of the space as well. With all the big institutional money moving in has been really sort of cool to see that it's finally vindicated the the interest that's garnered up until now.
Right. That's kind of what, because we got in around the same time, kind of right as Bitcoin was pumping in 2017. We started really hearing about it, and then of course right when we started funneling our money in, we saw the red 2018. But yeah, I think that's why it's so hard, is we've really only had one go at this, and now it's like these are all legitimate companies, and we just were not in that mindset the first crypto time around. So now it's like
we were just gambling.
I'm in traditional accounting normally, so it's like, wow, it's like both these worlds are actually like, oh, maybe it is a better way to do money.
This is real now. Yeah.
Who would have thought that we were right?
I mean, last bull run, I think my approach was, I'll just buy all these altcoins and hope for the best. And it didn't go too well.
Yep.
I was gonna say, kind of our meme coin that kind of defined our 2017 was probably Ripple.
Yep.
XRP.
Oh, well, and then you bought ETHLend when it was
I bought ETHLend before it was Aave. I got lucky on that one, but everything else is just negative 99.99 type.
Totally. I mean, it was funny because I went and I had a wallet with one of the Australian cryptocurrency exchanges from back then, and I just completely ignored it for a couple of years because it was worthless. And then this bull run, it suddenly came back to life. I'm like, I can actually exit those positions.
It's called investing.
A few things that came back to life in there.
That's awesome. Oh, I guess that just made me think. What's the Australian government's take? Because we just talk constantly about how the U.S. government and regulations and all kind of the terror that might rain down from above. What's kind of the general temperature over on that side of the globe?
Yeah, to be honest, I think it's not too much under too much scrutiny. I think in terms of running things like ICOs, that's not something that the regulator here looks too kindly on.
Yeah.
We didn't run an ICO. Also, the company, because we're so spread across the world, we're actually incorporated in Singapore.
Oh, okay.
But I think in terms of the regulatory temperature here, it's not as intense as the US could be. I think obviously governments will start to maybe put it under more and more of a spotlight as more and more money goes out of their base currency into crypto, and I think that's the thing that we'll have to watch for. If the American government decides that there's way too much inflow into Bitcoin and the US dollar isn't being used enough. I don't know. Maybe there'll be further regulatory crackdowns, and I think the Europeans could have a similar sort of perspective. It's hard to say, and I mean we've already heard India sort of looking at what they can do, but I mean it's very hard to it's very hard to do something that's going to be as a solo actor, because there's so much industry built up around it now. Yep. If they act too hard or too fast, then they're going to potentially cost themselves business. So that's probably the other side to it.
Yeah, we just kind of had to let the momentum speak for itself over the past couple of years. Now it's like, it's funny the way you put that. It was like if they use Bitcoin and stop using the US dollar so much. Not any actual legitimate reason that Bitcoin, like any re-regulation, but yeah, if they don't like the game that's being played, they might do something drastic. But I do think it is kind of too late to...
And I mean, probably the other big concern for most governments is going to be on the tax side. So
right.
I know here, for example, that privacy coins are illegal for that reason. I'm not sure what the status is in the US.
Not to my knowledge, I don't think they are.
Things like Monero cannot be purchased on Binance, for example,
for
that reason.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
One way around it.
Because you know they want to be able to track, you know, they want to be able to do their sort of
They know your customer.
forensic accounting on the blockchain, and if they can't,
Right.
then they can't tell how much tax you're supposed to pay.
Uh-huh.
So,
Yep, getting
Yeah.
right to it. That's funny.
That makes sense. No, I mean, you got anything else?
Yeah, that's kind of.
That's
That's
pretty.
kind of. I did want to ask you. Mindspheres, by the way, is a great name. And coming from, I kind of came from the gamer space last couple of years. I want to know what you think about the whole kind of username anonymity that we kind of see. And the big one that popped out was Metacoven purchasing the Beeple NFT.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, we're going to start seeing big headlines of people spending millions and billions of dollars going by just a username. What does that kind of strike your mind as?
I mean, I think it's a pretty cool product of, I guess, crypto and DeFi. In that, you know, you can actually do legitimate, interesting things while maintaining a level of anonymity. I mean, obviously, if someone wanted to identify who these people are, it's probably it just depends on how good their operational security is, whether or not you could actually track them down and all that sort of thing. But I mean, in terms of the idea that now you can have usernames as big players, I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, it's different, and I mean, you know, we're in the future now.
We
Right?
are.
I was gonna say this
Yeah.
makes it way more fun.
Life is a video game now. Literally,
Exactly.
Yeah.
we're all just going from gamer tags, and it's
Yes.
great, man. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, look-
And you know, I guess that's what's sort of like, I think crypto is interesting in that I think there's a lot of maybe gamification of finance in the space.
Yep.
As in a lot of things that, you know, that the way that a lot of the ways that things work is sort of like gamified finance is the way I see it. You know, it's the sort of even looking at how farming works through a lot of tokens and all that sort of thing. There's a lot of interesting busy work in the space that sort of makes it more more fun for people too.
Right.
Which is interesting.
Very much so. But I think you actually get momentum that people are acting in their own best interest. Just the fact, you know, some people are anonymous in their first and last names doesn't mean that we can't verify who you are and you're not a trusted person. But the fact that we can kind of break down that. And then also, yeah, you said gamification. Everybody playing the game wants the game to go better. The most interesting thing I saw was kind of governance by almost gamification and by tokenomics. But I still think that's the best way. I think that's the best way to do it. If you can actually spread out to people, your customers who believe in your product and who want you to do well, I think that's actually kind of like it's the simplified best version of the way to do it.
Yeah, I think that there's definitely interesting sort of like a democratization of business, depending on obviously how the project approaches it. But by involving the community and by, you know, through mechanisms like governance tokens, actually giving your user base the ability to have input as to the direction of, you know, a given token really what the token represents is a company, right? It's a new way of approaching things because we're so used to, I guess, in the corporate space, we're so used to having the situations where a few major institutional shareholders will make decisions on behalf of the company because most small shareholders won't be bothered to fill out the forms required to vote on a given proposal for a company, right? But when you make things easy for people and accessible through through the internet and without needing to fill out lengthy forms and all this sort of business, it's just a lot more accessible, I think, for people, and people are more engaged in the platform or the product at the end of the day, and I think that makes it more powerful because people who are engaged in what you're doing are going to be your best advocates.
Yep. It's the e-myth. Your first 100 rabid customers are your most powerful marketing tool.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I think, and like you said, I think that this sort of represents where the future will go. I think it's a template for the business world in the future.
Yep. I cannot
and
wait.
That's pretty exciting, and I think that's part of maybe why, you know, this time I feel like this bull run or this growth in the crypto space is a bit different to the previous times. People keep talking about these 4-year cycles. I don't know if we're going to see it play out quite the same way as we have.
Yeah, I'm kind of on the same page there. This one feels like it's got to be different. There's no way it can't be. Too many big players are involved this time around.
Static money.
Yeah, and I mean, we might see a top to bottom drop of, who knows? I mean, the thing is, we're not going to. I don't think we'll see like it happened in 2017 or 2018.
Yeah, not that far.
Yeah, the
down.
80%.
I couldn't see that.
Yeah, I don't know if the days of 80% are still around. And I think it's interesting that we watched a couple YouTubers and they showed the stock to flow model. And yeah, this is the point that we start seeing some serious plateaus, some serious sideways, prolonged action, which we've just never seen before. So it's hard to predict.
Yeah. And, that the sort of, if we see sideways action in Bitcoin for a while, I think that'd actually be good for the space because it will allow a sense of consolidation and, maybe the whole market finding a new floor, and it will give people a bit more confidence in terms of, how things are going to sit moving forward. So, yeah.
I agree. It's exciting.
Cannot wait.
Definitely.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's all we had. We really appreciate you coming on and talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me. It's been great, guys, and maybe when we have a few more things once we've moved forward a little bit with our project, maybe we can come back and give you guys an update.
Let's
That would
do
be
it.
amazing. Yeah. Month of
do it.
April seems packed. We'll be keeping everybody abreast for sure.
Thanks so much.
Cool, man. All right, we'll talk to you
so
soon.
much, man.
See you guys.
All right,
See
man.
ya.
See ya. Alrighty.
Mindspheres.
That was fun.
everybody. That's a smart dude right there.
Dude, Mindspheres is great. I love
like
him.
it. That's really cool.
I'm
And I do
extra
love-
bullish on RAINI. Let's go.
Yes, extra bullish on RAINI, and I do love the usernames. I had to ask that question. I just think
Yeah.
it's so funny.
Yeah, I saw you just waiting to gear up for it. I was like, yeah, and you're gonna close out with that
I
one.
will be bacon bits forever.
We are gamer tags forever now.
Yes.
What do you think? Close on some
Think long and short?
Yeah.
Long and short.
I think you're starting this time.
Okay. I always mix up which one's the goofy one, or change it in the order. So I'm hiding this from you.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Long or short? Mandarin replaces French as the second largest language taught in schools
Okay, taught in
in
school.
under 5 years. Like everyone, of course, Spanish is probably going to be first, but less than 5 years. In 5 years.
Long.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I think it should, but I'm wondering like how that process.
It definitely should.
It should, right?
It definitely
He speaks
should.
French.
French.
The French.
Not us, because when we were in Paris, they got real mad at us.
Trying to speak. Oh yeah. No.
We got kicked out of that Uber because we couldn't talk to. Remember that?
No.
You were getting kicked out with me. We were going from the Louvre back to the place, and there was like a roadblock,
yeah.
and we couldn't communicate with him, and he got mad and just said, "Get out."
Yes. He was like, "This road's blocked," and we're like, "We know, but there are other roads open, correct? Go
Yeah,
around."
yeah.
And he was like,
"It was not working."
It's French words. I was
Yep.
like,
So,
what's
yeah.
how you say go around?
Bullish on Mandarin.
Yeah, it's bullish on Mandarin. I completely forgot about that guy.
Yeah, that Paris stressed me out. Okay, what's my first one?
The Louvre was great.
My feet hurt.
He wore Chelsea boots. He
Stop.
wore flat-footed Chelsea boots because there was a girl with him.
Yeah.
And I was like, we're just gonna be here for like 5 hours walking around, right?
My feet were bleeding by the end of it.
You looked good.
I'm short on the Louvre.
You took probably 2 good pictures though.
Sure, yeah, I had good pictures. I was crying on the inside, but it was good.
The Louvre was great. We didn't even see the Mona Lisa either.
No, we didn't. I don't even know what we saw.
We saw so
We
much.
saw some old
We saw
paintings.
the largest tapestries and rugs in the history of the world. They would just
Yeah.
fill great rooms with one big rug. It's like, imagine cleaning that. What were we talking about?
I don't know.
Long and short.
Short. I was trying to think of a joke about rugs.
Because we're in crypto, get it?
Yeah, get it? But I was like, come on,
Persian-
something, and
Persian.
then it was done. Okay. My first one. Long or short KuCoin token.
Long.
KCS.
Oh, right now?
Yeah. I mean, well, it's long right now, but like into the bull run and onward.
At 12,
Yeah.
I would want to short it to like 8.5.
Okay. Well, it hit 12 today.
I know. But what does it do?
It makes me money every day.
See, and I saw this tweet about today. It's like, why is BNB going ham? You just pay fees with it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, is it just like straight up scarcity? I mean, it's just people buying it, obviously. But I guess
It's also kind of buying stake into the exchange, but
it's not.
KCSs though, you get dust every day, so.
See, I have KCS, and I get some Justin and some Win and some. I get some weird Justin coins.
I just consolidated all into KCS and just put it right back in.
Oh, I just get my KCS bonus in KCS.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But that's not dust. That's
Oh, well,
just,
I meant
that's just
the
KCS.
bonus, not the. I mean, I guess
Oh.
dust. Yeah, is different.
Okay,
But
that is true. Okay, that's true. You do get a piece of all. Yeah, because it's all their transactional. Yeah, that's true.
that's the only crypto
And
automated
you
income
can,
I have right
if
now.
you pay fees in KCS, you get a slight reduction.
Oh, well, that's.
Referral link to come.
Oh yeah, we could show that in this episode.
Yes.
Sure.
Click below for our KuCoin referral link. Get trading today.
Today.
We love KuCoin.
Not,
Try lending out.
not financial advice.
I don't even know if this would get us in trouble because if you were going to trade crypto anyway, it's legal in the U.S.
You might as well use our.
You might as well use our
Code.
referral link because we get something, and I bet you guys get
probably-
something.
You never know.
You never. Well, we should know.
Yeah, we
It is-
don't.
It's the ability is to know. We
Yeah,
don't know.
We don't know.
But it'll help you guys.
The link's
We-
there regardless.
We promise.
Support the show.
Yes.
All right. What's your
KuCoin's
second?
great.
What's your second?
Try
one?
lending Tether, free alpha, get 50% per year, APY per. Yeah, you know.
Not financial advice.
I am getting, for entertainment purposes only, I am getting 45% APY.
There we go. Doing well.
It's so hot in here, I'm very loopy.
Yeah,
This might be a ridiculous episode.
It's totally. I'm feeling great about it actually.
I haven't drank water in so long, I'm dying.
You wanna?
No. Do you have water?
I have a Bahama Mama.
Yeah, even better.
Yep. What's your second one?
Holy shit, that's delicious.
It's very good.
Sponsored by
Bahama Mama.
Bahama
Well, behind.
Club Tails. Oh. Dang, this is 10%?
Yeah. Give me back. I want more. So, did you bring a beer?
I was burping in the mic too much last time. If I could figure out how to drink beer or drink it through a straw. You're right. I'll bring a beer in a straw.
No. So this episode's great.
Woo! Long and short.
Number 2.
We're back. Long or short, mini wheats cereal. As a snack or
Which
as
one
a
is
cereal.
that? Which one is that?
I will show you a picture.
Is it the one with the frosted?
One side's frosted,
Yes,
one side's
long.
Yes, yes. After your insane take last week,
But you
about
have
Miller
to.
wafers.
You have to. So you have to eat it.
He's gonna say
on
it.
tongue. Like the frosting has to touch your tongue. You know what I'm saying?
Agree. Do you snack it or do you cereal it?
I can
Or
do, I
both?
mean both, but
It hurts as a snack
Yeah.
if you have too many.
yeah. I mean, I would prefer it be soggy.
So yeah, the best you pour. It's the only cereal where it is sometimes okay to pour the milk first because you have to pour tiny bowls at a time because you want them to all get the perfect amount of soggy. Eat the nine little crispies and then fill it back up again. So you actually have like 3 half bowls.
Okay,
That's free alpha.
let's get some on the way home.
That sounds like a great idea. I'm very glad you like frosted mini
Yeah.
wheats cereal.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I said mini wheats, frosted mini wheats.
That's
If
what-
there's
yeah.
a regular mini wheats, then
Then I would be short on
that's
those.
like Triscuit
yeah,
the cereal.
that's like oatmeal pies or whatever they're called.
Oatmeal, what?
Or oatmeal, not pies. The oatmeal. No, what's the?
Raisin Bran.
No. I don't know. The bland. There's something bland oatmeal-y.
Yes, okay.
Long or short, Ripple Bull Run this alt season. Beyond what we're seeing
Honey
now.
bunches of oats.
No, not those.
Okay. Long or short, Ripple Bull Run.
Like,
this time,
This beyond from here.
it already happened.
Yeah.
And so no.
So no,
Short.
you're short on that. You don't think we're going?
No,
2,
because
3,
I
yeah.
think the SEC will take 2.5 years to make this decision.
Mm-hmm.
I think the fact that there's no way, even if this bull run goes to like the end of this year, there's no way they're going to release unless they somehow make a deal that they get 40% of the company. Then they will probably do whatever. But
Yeah, because you said something interesting about if they get relisted, and I was like,
that's right after we kind of talked about that in the intro. I saw a tweet that was like, imagine when this gets relisted, and I was like, oh, that is true. If they win the SEC decision or whatever, and they are no longer called a security, you'd assume that every single exchange would just immediately relist them. So we'd see a relist pump. I don't see that happening within the year. Probably.
yeah, I feel like
If they're
companies
just
would wait
now-
a while to do that.
Yeah, if they're just now a discovery for all documents on Bitcoin and Ether, like they're in for the long haul. They're still at this point. But there will be a relisting pump. It will not be this time.
Okay. We'll see.
Yes, we shall see.
Number 3.
Long or short? One is a long, one is a short. So Team Sam versus Team CZ. Now this is a little unfair because CZ doesn't have like a lot of altcoins tied to him. So it's more like you got the people. You got the Sam Twitter person versus the CZ Twitter person. You have FTX versus Binance. And then you kind of have the BNB and then the stuff on the Binance Smart Chain. And then you have like Solana, Ray, Serum, their native token, FTT.
Yeah, I'm pretty long on both. I would want to
I
go.
want you to choose one.
Yeah, I want to go longer on Sam because I feel like there's more pumps there for this alt run.
Okay.
I think.
But bullish on both.
Bullish on both for sure. Yeah, I don't know.
I've been talking up so much Summer of Sam stuff, so you might just be kind of...
I'm definitely in a bubble as far as that's concerned. And like a lot of crypto Twitter isn't really a fan of the BNB stuff, and like it's just I don't know. I'm in this weird bubble, but I think both of them. I'm very bullish on both.
I think it's just like take this as nice as possible, CZ. When you definitely see this, he's kind of a goob.
A little bit
of a goober.
He's endearing though.
He is very.
He reminds me of
because you can tell he's really smart.
He gives me that same weird like goofy energy that J. Cal does a little bit, but not as hyper.
I can see it. Less Adderall for sure.
He's kind of goofy and like less Adderall. Yeah.
Little old man jokes. Dad
I like them
not
both.
old man jokes. Dad jokes.
I like CZ though.
Me too.
He's very genuine.
But yeah, Sam. I think the biggest reason I saw it today was because that conversation between Coin Mamba and Sam, where Mamba was like, "So you're right. They were arguing on Twitter about shorting his coin. And they were like, let's make a bet. It won't be under this price in like a month or whatever. And then they were going back and forth. And then Sam was finally like, listen, I will buy every soul you have at $3. Then please fuck off. And since then, it's at, 27 or whatever. This was like less than a year ago. And it's just awesome that Sam, like he's a CEO. He's got all these companies. And he's like, I will buy all your soul at $3. Then please fuck off.
Yeah, you got to be longer on that.
Dunked.
I love it. But that was your third one, right?
That was my third one.
Are you long or short in another Cubs World Series run in the next 5 years?
Short.
Oh. I saw it in your face.
No, honestly, the thing that being a professional sports fan has taught me is that the chances that a team wins a championship is incredibly low. It is so hard to win a championship because not only do you have to be the best team in baseball or whatever sport, you then have to get lucky 4 series in a row. Mm-hmm. Like the Cubs beating the Giants only happened because Sergio Romo had imploded and that bullpen for the Giants exploded. But we had to score 3 runs in one game to come back and win. Then we played the Dodgers. The Dodgers were a far superior team to us. Our boys just out-battled their boys, and Miggy Montero hit that 3-run home run off of Joe Blanton. And that doesn't happen most of the time. We went 2 games without getting 1 hit apiece. I was like, we can't do anything. And then the Indians were down 3-1 and then still barely make they tie the game to send it to extras. And then without the rain delay, we lose then. So, even that team, which is that 2016 Cubs team was so good, and it took multiple acts of God for us to win.
It took us going to Chicago for them to win.
To will it. So at this point, every time something happens, and it's kind of nice, I don't even really get frustrated about sports anymore because it's just...
You don't expect it to happen anymore.
Out of your control. Yeah. Winning is the 1%. It's not going to happen, but if it does, celebrate and don't be a dick to other fandoms because you guys got lucky. So no, I would love it, but there's just too many good teams.
Yep. Well, still sad. I hope
I'm going to go to a bazillion Cubs games in the next 5 years too. I love them.
Well, I just hope you and I get to do another World Series experience like we did 5 years ago.
That would be the highlight of my life.
In our lifetime, if we can do that again, that would be
with money this time.
Yes, I hope, unless we lose it all.
That's fair.
Yeah. Either way, we'll be there.
That'd be awesome.
I think that's it. Today was kind of a wonky episode, but I think it was good.
Yeah, it got me fired up on the baseball rant there at the end.
Cool. Well, I guess we'll...
no, that was good.
Thanks again to Mindspheres for...
Yes, thanks you so much to Mindspheres.
He the man.
Everybody with feedback about how the interview. Tell us how good or bad of interviewers we are.
Tell us how horrible we are.
First time. I couldn't tell if it was short or long, just because I felt like he could have gone for hours. He was just...
Dude, he was great.
Super interesting.
Definitely want him back on.
Yeah.
And I was stressing out trying to do audio. I'm glad it got worked out. But yeah.
Yes.
I think it was good.
We'll get more technically sound. We'll get some air conditioning in here.
We're getting there. This is episode 7, so... We're almost
2 months.
2 months into this hoe.
Beautiful.
I love it.
All right. Well, happy green candles, everybody. Let's do this.
We'll see. See you next week.
Yeah. Big thanks to our sponsor over at CryptoCandies.io. Head on over to their website and check out their selection. They're always adding super dope and unique new crypto-themed designs, and we greatly appreciate their support.
Thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode of Crypto Dojo. If you enjoyed it, be sure to rate us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts, follow on Spotify, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And feel free to hit us up on Twitter and IG at CryptoDojoPod. We'd love to hear from you.